These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
Earth angel, will you be mine? My darling dear, love you.
Two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
Welcome to episode 109 of America's Barley Basket. My name is Nathan Volsbach. Sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Oof.
I've been really doing it kind of understated lately. The subtle, I figured I had to go for it harder.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You really, You threw too many curves or just the right amount of curves, and now you just give them the heater.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, get
really
up.
throw them off.
Eyeball level, getting you swing out of the strike zone.
Good work, my friend. Very
Thank you.
impressive
Thank
stuff.
you. Yep.
Somewhere, both of your folks are very proud
Yes,
of you.
they don't know why, but they are.
Oh, shit. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah? Just okay?
Yeah.
Just doing it, just here again.
Freshly bathed.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
I also scraped all the barnacles off
Did
today.
you? Good for you.
This is a clean boy room.
Yeah, it's just
Only the clean boys.
Yeah. All holes are scrubbed to specification.
Yep. All the cobwebs gone.
Send in as many OSHA reps as you want. They're going to get us up on the rack and check us out. They're like, okay, got to give them the seal of approval. Yeah.
You just on an aluminum table like a show dog, getting all your bits looked at.
Yeah.
They're looking in your ears.
Yeah. Checking my gums.
Lifting your ball bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nutsack,
There
all right.
we go.
Yeah.
Properly buzzed clean.
What are they looking for when they lift a dog's beanbag?
I have no idea.
Like the weight or like the
dog shows are such a fucking weird thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get. Yeah, what's proper in a bag? What are they looking for?
Or in a dog, period.
Yeah, right?
Like, oh, this isn't a very good Cocker Spaniel. Why? I don't understand. He's not starving to death, and he's got all his teeth. I guess right. I don't know.
There, at the core of it is, there are people that want to fuck dogs. That's what it is. They've somehow made it into like a rich foo-foo thing, but at the end of the day, they want to fuck a dog.
The Westminster Dog Show is classist.
Yeah.
And it's about dog fucking.
And for some people, it's pornography.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like the Sports Illustrated hour-long show they might put on ESPN to get you titillated to buy the magazine.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's a weird thing.
Get you to buy Pet Fancy or whatever magazine has pictures of frilly dogs in it.
You had a real fancy boy trotting beside his dog up and down the fake grass.
Got my blonde curls.
Yeah. Like we had cattle dogs growing up, and a good dog was one that could herd cattle properly or watch a gate, you know. Not once did I ever see anybody check our dog's balls to make sure they were a good dog.
Make sure it had taut haunches.
Yeah. Like, oh, I don't know about these haunches.
Taut haunches is my favorite silent actor. Lillian Gish would often fall into the arms of taut haunches.
He wasn't a good actor by today's standards, but he was, you know.
He could emote with the eyes, that taut haunches.
He had a nuance. He was on time and sober.
Oof, I bet that put you ahead a lot of 1920s Hollywood.
Oh, I'm sure.
They were going for big air in the 20s.
Yeah. Oh, we need somebody to play Marcus Aurelius. Make sure he'll be here on time.
Taking rips off their 3-gallon ether bubbler. Steampunk ether fucking hot box machine.
Ether Bubbler is one of my favorite old-timey actors.
Yeah, I'm happy when Ether Bubbler got old enough to play angry, curmudgeonly grandmothers. had to leave Hollywood for about 10 years.
I believe Walter Matthau punches out a young Ether Bubbler in one of his first films. Oh, shit.
You know where they don't huff ether for fun?
Where's that?
Springfield.
That we know of.
That we know. That's true. We got 9 seasons left.
Somebody in Springfield. We had to have gotten an Ether
Otto.
Huffin joke. We have
Yeah.
the magician that Lisa
Yep, you're right.
learns magic
That
from.
ether huffing addiction.
Yeah, he's got that
Yep.
ether addiction.
Even Springfield isn't safe from the icy hand of ether abuse.
Yep, the blue velvet touches us all. That's that movie, right? I've never seen it.
Is there ether? Probably.
I think is that what's his name that was Bowser?
Oh yeah, but he's also on some kind of gas too. I think he just likes to party.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Maybe it's not ether specific,
Yeah.
just gas.
Yeah.
Also, real sad that Bowser is who I think of.
Not Apocalypse Now, not
even
Easy
Waterworld.
Rider. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep. He's cashing them Bowser checks.
Yeah. I mean, he's not anymore.
Yeah, I mean
but
his kids are cashing. Oof, I bet the residuals from Mario Brothers are not big.
no, man. I don't know that anyone made money off Super Mario Brothers. Should watch that. I wonder if that's good.
I've never seen, and I'm
Okay.
like the right age for it.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
That came out when I was like 10 or 11.
yeah.
Like,
That was.
that's prime Mario playing years.
Yeah. Then Nintendo hasn't done anything in Hollywood ever since. They were so
Interesting.
They were so put off by how that Mario movie went. Like they're doing an animated one now with the people who make the Minions, and that's legit the first time since Super Mario Brothers.
Think of that.
They've done
32
anything.
years later.
Yeah. But those Sonic the Hedgehog movies make a ton of money and are apparently kind of good. So
Yeah, or not bad at
Yeah.
least, which is shocking to me.
so now they're in. So
Yeah.
I've heard those Sonic movies are fun.
Yeah. Never would have guessed.
Right. No, like the first time you saw the trailer for the first one, you're like, no.
And they released a trailer that was so overwhelmingly disliked, they redid a good chunk of that
Yep.
movie. Like,
Yeah, because of Ugly Sonic.
it's like too human. It was
He's
creepy.
like got weird human teeth.
Yeah. He's got,
Not
oof,
cool.
No.
Some real good Ugly Sonic jokes in Chippendale Rescue Rangers, which I think
really?
everyone should watch. That's very good.
Well, I thought you meant like the old 90s one.
No, there's a new movie that the Lonely Island guys did that is super fucking good.
Yeah, who would have thought
Yeah.
Chippendales would have a comeback in 2022?
It really goes for a like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe, where we get everyone's here
behind the curtain.
and and fun human live action and animation together. It's very fun. So yes, Springfield does have ether problems.
We can't turn a blind eye to ether
Is
addiction.
what we've gotten to. We're in season 25, kind of right in the middle. We are going to start with episode 7, Yellow Subterfuge. We get a fun bit right away with Skinner fantasizing about being a cowboy.
Holy, yeah.
I love this bit.
Yeah, this was good.
Maybe my favorite part of this whole episode is Cowboy Skinner.
When he just shoots the bullies' heads off.
Right in the face.
Just shoots them right in the face and kills
With
them.
a repeating rifle, just
Yeah.
fucking jacks all 3 of the bullies right in the face.
Decapitates them with bullets.
just
casual, super casual.
riding
Yeah.
through town, just being tough with that like spaghetti western music in the back.
Skinner.
Very fun. And then like shoots Bart's hat off and makes him spill his milk. He's just fantasizing about what a badass he is.
Yeah.
He of course is sleeping. This is not real. Comes to and he's kind of up on stage at the gym. Lyceum in the gym this time, not in the
Auditorium? Yeah.
But okay.
We've seen that before.
Yes, we
Rare,
have, for
yeah,
sure.
But, yep.
Announces that they're going on a school trip on a nuclear submarine. Seems like not a place to have a school field trip.
Yeah.
And there's a limited amount of space, obviously, because it's a nuclear fucking
How
submarine.
they work. Yeah.
And so only the most well-behaved students are going to get to go. Everyone starts at 0 as of right now. Keep your nose clean and you can go, but if not, I'm going to cross you off the list. None of Bart's family think that Bart is going to be able to do this, which is fun. I love that Marge tries so hard to be supportive. Like, you can do it. No, not even Marge is buying this. But Bart, he's hell bent. I'm gonna do it. They're having dinner, having this conversation, and then Homer is like, well, I'm going to Moe's. Come help me start the car. Homer has a goddamn breathalyzer on his starter, has to have Marge blow into it so he can drive. That means that he has already been drinking before going to Moe's.
We never see him with a beer during dinner, but that means there must have been he must have been pre-gaming during dinner.
Yeah, having some fun after work, before dinner beers. I ain't above it.
Yeah. Working man, kind of.
Yeah. Do you ever know anybody that's had to have the car starter breathalyzer?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I worked with a guy
No
once.
shit.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, I got this thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to do something tonight? Nah, I got this thing. And that was like, it wasn't just, oh, you're over the limit, your car won't start. If it detected anything, it wouldn't start.
Yeah, what a thing.
What an invention. What an insane thing.
You have too much of a breath mint. Yeah. Take the bus home. Had some Banaka.
I had to walk because I had 2 Altoids today, so my fucking car won't start.
The governor of the police force thinks I'm unsafe when I get that many Altoids in my system. I'm a threat to humanity.
It's too powerful. A mint. I got to switch. I gotta get back on Tic Tacs.
Yeah,
These Altoids are...
They'll lead me down the road to ruin.
God, I love an Altoid. I love a real fucking stiff mint.
Altoids had their moment in the sun about a decade ago. They advertised a lot. You saw them around a lot more.
They were a big thing. I still see them all the time at every grocery store or every fucking drugstore. They're right there by the checkout where they always have been. But I haven't purchased an Altoid.
Curiously strong.
Ever. Yes, I'm trying to think
that
of
was their ad, yeah.
Yeah, and now they got smaller ones that are concentrated, so they're even, it's a smaller tin with smaller mints that are just as beefy.
Shit. Huh.
Yeah. Just give me the pure fucking powder.
Yeah, no, just grind them up.
Out there taking big fat key bumps of Altoid.
The nasal drip is powerful, but it smells terrific.
In our B story, Krusty is getting repoed, getting all of his stuff taken away. His limo out the door. Speaking of doing lines, he, as they're pulling the limo away, dives in the back window and starts huffing all the cocaine out of the carpet.
Yeah,
that's fun. So yeah, they're taking all this stuff. Oh, not my Monet. I only looked at it once. That's a fun joke.
Did you catch the reference that Krusty lost a bunch of money in the Bitcoin market?
Yeah, yeah.
Geez, talk about a Simpsons did it, you know?
Yeah, no kidding. It's very early for cryptocurrency to be mentioned.
Yeah. 8 years before the big fall, yeah.
Lisa recommends, well, I know how to get you back on your feet. You just sell the foreign rights to your show, and then you get a cut for all these foreign Krusties. Yeah. And she even shows a video of like, here, even SpongeBob did it. Probably a real thing, where I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
Back at the school, Skinner is whittling out the kids. Everyone's on their best behavior, but he's still fucking crossing names. They're dropping like flies off of the list. Wendell being the first one. Poor Wendell.
Yeah.
Because he like stumbles and his gum falls out onto the floor. So you're off the list. They keep playing the cowboy music this whole time, which is fun. But Bart's still on the list, still doing it right, still in a suit.
Yeah,
he's wearing a
still
suit.
Very dapper.
Yeah, his knees are clean.
Yeah, front and back.
Skinner wants to inspect his knees. They're on the way to school, and the bus breaks down, and Bart's like, well, shit, I'm going to be late, and I can't be late, because if I'm late, then I can't be on the list. So we get a fun bit where he's like the end of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, running through people's backyards and stuff. And then as he gets back on the street, oh, never mind, I fixed it. Otto goes by with the bus, doesn't pick him up. It's down to the wire. Bart slides into the door, and hey, I made it, good. And Skinner takes him off the list because he had muddy shoes, and he's got muddy shoe prints all over the hallway. So poor Bart, he tried.
He tried damn hard. He rarely does.
Yeah, he rarely tries. We get Krusty with all of his foreign Krusties.
Do you have a favorite?
Later, when we get Irish Krusty, I was a pretty big fan.
Irish Krusty is good.
I don't know that he's here, though, in this scene.
Oh, you're right.
Where everyone's getting their Krusty pack with a fucking used red nose and unremovable hair dye.
The one guy puts the nose on immediately. It's like, you can wait.
You can wait. Not a thing you need to worry about right this second, but okay. We get a lot of Krusty's manager in this episode, who we haven't seen in a long time. Bart is washing Skinner's car, thinking, he's trying to make it up to him and get back on the list for the sub, but he doesn't. It takes off without him, and Bart is left standing on the pier being sad.
A very good gag during that was when he tries to use that, like, President Obama, like, voice bank to make a phone call saying, like, demanding that they bring Bart along. It's very good.
That was fun. And then we get a shot of all the worldwide Krusties, including Jamaican Krusty, who is
Itch 'em and Scratch 'em.
Itch 'em and Scratch 'em blow. I thought that one was a little lazy, but whatever. The Irish one is very funny.
I have the quote written down here.
Go for it.
Me mom had 12 kids. 3 lived. Then they closed the mill. Hey. The hesitation before, and he's just like in a rocking chair staring forward.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like sad Irish Krusty a lot.
3 out of 12.
Those are tough numbers. Homer is going to help Bart get even with Skinner. So Skinner wakes up in the morning, has a checklist right by his bed. He wakes up and then scratches off "wake up" off of his checklist, and then he scratches off item number 2, which is scratch off item number 1, "wake up." So dumb. And he goes downstairs to find that his mother is laying on the floor with a knife in her back and blood all over the place. He freaks out. Homer and Bart show up, just happen to be there, but of course they're in on all this. And they're quote-unquote cleaning it up for Skinner, who's pretty shook about all this. He's like, I don't think I did, but maybe. I don't know.
Who else could it have been?
Right. Mrs. Skinner, of course, in on this as well.
Gosh, she's a fucking awful person.
She's the worst.
She's a terrible human.
She might, if you really got down to it and showed all your work, you could argue that Mrs. Skinner is the worst person in Springfield.
It's a race between her and Burns.
Yeah. God, why haven't those two done more together on this show?
God, it has
they
to
seem like an obvious pairing. Meanwhile, with Krusty, all the other Krusties are more popular than Krusty is. We get this explained to Krusty by his manager. Irish Krusty is on Broadway now. They've turned it into a stage show. And Krusty perfectly fine with this. He doesn't care that he's the least popular version of himself, as long as those sweet residuals keep rolling in. So Krusty's getting paid. He doesn't care. Back at with the Simpsons, Homer and Bart are gonna smuggle Skinner down to Juarez. They got him a beard and a fake afro wig, smuggling him
different
out
colors.
in a bag of potatoes. The wig and the beard are different colors. So they send him off on a bus, and isn't this funny? Screw him. But they get back, and Skinner's there. He's gonna face the music. And he's sitting in the Simpson house, and he's like, I don't know. He says something about, I was almost kind of relieved when I saw that she was dead. At which point, Mrs. Skinner comes from the kitchen, has heard what he said about being relieved that she was dead, and she's mad and gonna make it worse than ever for him.
How can that be?
Yeah, he says the same thing, like, how could that be? And she goes, well, starting today, I'm gonna stop taking the pills that make me so nice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good. Worse Mrs. Skinner. And then we get just a quick shot of Krusty at some manner of KrustyCon with all of his foreign Krusties, and he's got a gold nose and a big fur coat and shit, because with them all being so popular and him getting a cut, he's fucking loaded, obviously.
Doesn't he get 75%?
Yep, he gets 75% of their earnings. They're not happy about that, but so much so that they like mob up and we go out on them like chasing Krusty, who's in a golf cart. They're coming for his head. And that wraps it up.
I really like the A story, the Skinner
one, yeah. Once it became... Like, I liked it up until it turned into...
The revenge?
Yeah, the revenge on Skinner.
I kind of like the Fiddler when that came up, because I'm trying to think what his alias was supposed to be.
Dick Fiddler.
Dick Fiddler.
Which is a very funny phrase. I'll give him that. But yeah, it was... once we reached that point, I was like, okay, I'm more in it for the Krusties now.
Yeah, the forward and Krusties really helped pep that story up.
Yeah, that was a very funny B story. And pretty light. Like... It's not. I feel like it's not in it much.
Yeah, yeah, very good point. Definitely a story heavy for sure.
Yeah. All in all, it was fine. Perfectly acceptable.
Yep. Slightly above average. Well, that's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. If they put that on beef jerky, you'd be like, "What else do you got?"
Yeah, push past this. We're up to episode 8, White Christmas Blues. We get a very Christmas-themed opening, which must have been brand new.
Yeah,
I kind of like when they change things up. Like, it's the same beat by beat of like, okay, there's Lisa in school. Okay, there's Marge and Maggie at the grocery store. But now it's all just tilted for whatever theme. Like, now we get like, Maggie doesn't get bagged. She gets put in a Christmas box. And and opens up when she lands in the shopping cart and that kind of stuff. I think that's fun. So.
Yeah, I think so too. And like their Marge and her aren't driving a car; they're driving a sleigh that runs over Homer. Homer on his way home isn't in a car; he's on a snowmobile. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff.
Yep. I'm a sucker for Christmas themed shit, so
absolutely,
I'm engaged. Due to global warming, America is snowless for Christmas. I think they're watching like. Probably Kent Brockman giving news showing the rest of the country being brown, dead grass, no snow on the ground.
Oh, what a dream.
Oh, I like a little snow
for
Christmas.
Never.
It's a little bit. It's a little sprinkle.
If tomorrow I never saw snow again, I'd be so fucking happy. But that's where half of our yearly precipitation comes from, so nothing would grow. I get that I can't really wish for that.
The world would collapse.
I like that right before this, we start off with an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon of What a Wonderful Knife, which is funny. I've never seen that movie.
No, I haven't either.
But I like that Krusty steps in and is horrified. Yeah. I've never seen one of these sober. That's a Mo voice I was doing. What am I doing? But yeah, he's like, I've never seen one of these sober, and he's covering it up.
Yeah, and he can't because there's so much gore. Like, he's got his limbs outstretched.
That was fun.
Yeah. But thanks to I think it's a combination of steam from the power plant and the smoke from the perpetual tire fire, some kind of confluence of heat and cold make it so there actually is going to be snow in Springfield, the only place in America. And so you could imagine what would happen if that were true. You'd become a hotspot because people want their snowy Christmases.
Yeah.
So now Springfield is a tourist trap. This is a episode theme we've had before. Is it because Hollywood comes to Springfield?
Yeah, when Hollywood came to Springfield.
Start jacking prices up?
And they gouged them all. Yeah, you're right. I had forgotten that we had kind of done this before.
Yep. Because the joke there is that they're trying to make us feel bad for celebrities, like how hard we are. They're being too hard on them. So that's, I think they have like an impromptu city meeting, and Mayor Quimby's like, no, this is our chance to, make a ton of money. So that's what they do. All the store owners are jacking their prices to the point that Marge can't afford to buy anything for her family for Christmas, which that's not good.
That's a problem.
That's you live in a tourist town, you get stuck with shit like that, like
I never thought of that.
Paying $6.50 a gallon for gas and stuff. I have a buddy that lives in a tourist town. And,
you ever go visit and do all the tourist shit just to bother him?
No, because it's Aspen, so it's real Gucci. It's out of my price range.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Aspen. I knew Aspen was affluent, but I didn't know it was touristy.
Yeah, and it's so deep into the mountains. like it shouldn't exist. Like it's so deep.
Like Los Angeles out in the desert.
Yeah, that kind of in a way, but it's so treacherous to get. The fact that they've built there's a fucking airport there. It's like I can't imagine. It's like landing on a postage stamp, like. So yeah, but that gas is outrageous. The little whatever they call the grocery store, everything's outrageous because it's just a pain in the ass to get it there. And everyone except the employees are billionaires. They don't give a shit if they're paying $7 for a gallon of almond milk.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm probably so far behind at the time. $7 for a gallon of almond milk's fair.
I was just. I'm trying to think.
Where are you getting $7 gallon almond milk?
Yeah, I'm going to bring a pickle box trailer and fill it up.
Where's your almond milk hookup?
I don't know that you can get a gallon of almond milk
you're
for
right.
$7.
Now that I think about that, they put a 1 in front of that.
You barely get a gallon of milk for $7. You find like you just moved down to Minneapolis fairly recently at this point. Have you found your grocery store yet? And are you comfortable where you know where everything is?
No, and that's because of that. I'm still a sucker for using the super Walmarts, but they're so inconvenient. I have to bite the bullet and learn a new grocery store.
And learn your grocery store.
Where are my things?
Even moving across town is a huge pain in the ass that way. Like, God damn it.
Why isn't this where it's supposed to be? The other one.
Why would you put the jelly in this aisle?
Yeah, it's put it with the condiments.
You put the jelly with the peanut butter because jelly goes in the bread aisle where the peanut butter is.
Some places don't do it. Sometimes buy the goddamn ketchup with the condiments.
Yeah, sometimes it's with the condiments. I've also seen it with the canned fruits.
Oh, that's...
Are you out of your mind?
That's ridiculous.
Also, I get that it's Hispanic in
origin?
There we go. Thank you. Holy shit, I almost had a stroke just now. Shit my pants. I get that it's Hispanic in origin, but why isn't Topo Chico brand sparkling water with the other sparkling water? But no, it's in with the glass bottles of Mexican Coke next to the taco stuff. Why? Put the Topo Chico with the mineral water.
Because it's in a language they don't understand and they get scared. They get shook.
Also, Stockmore. Topo Chico is the only mineral water I like, and it's sold out all the time.
Sounds like someone needs to open up a Topo Chico stand.
You know what? Long John Silver's had their chance.
They had their shot.
Topo Chico needs to sponsor this show.
Yes.
It is the only sparkling water in the world worth a damn.
Yep.
You can put that on your fucking t-shirts, Topo Chico. I love
It's
your
free
water.
advertising.
I want your bubbly water.
And I want to stop for a second. If you ever during this podcast have a stroke and shit your pants, I'll let you know. I will call the authorities, but I will also quickly wrap you in Christmas lights, plug them in, and crudely apply women's makeup to your face. So when the fucking EMTs show up, they are not going to know what the fuck was happening in this apartment. He couldn't have wrapped himself. Makeup is crudely applied.
Is that why you carry Christmas lights and makeup in your car? I always wondered.
Is this part of his sick turn-on?
What is this? Is this a sex thing?
This has got to be a sex thing.
Is this a Hutchins situation? What is happening?
Is he going full in excess on us?
Is this a carradine situation? What do we have?
Looking at a book full of weird sex. It's called Weird Sex Things. Okay, look under C for Christmas lights.
It is July. What are these Christmas lights?
Follow him to the end and they go up his ass. They don't.
They do, sir. I knew it.
So Marge doesn't know what to do. She can't afford Christmas. And I think it's just it's when she's out and about, she just runs into an out-of-town company or couple who are just bummed because there's no place to stay in town because it's become such a hot spot for tourists.
Yep.
And that's when she finds out that, hey, she's going to rent out the fucking mysterious rec room, which she even makes a joke. Sometimes it exists.
Yeah,
sometimes we have
fun.
For $300 a night. So now, goddamn it, she can afford Christmas.
Those are fucking, those are jacked prices.
And then there's a part right now in the show. It's where the church is packed, assuming some tourists, And like Lovejoy is feeling the pressure of having to deliver a good sermon. Mm-hmm. And then he prays for inspirato. And by God, if it doesn't arrive, and he's clickety-clacking. And the sermon's just about Christmas, isn't about what happened in a manger 2,000 years ago. It's about how you treat people today.
Yeah.
Not a bad message.
Yeah, pretty good.
And it kind of hits Lisa. But it just seems weird that we spend so much time. I mean, it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes on Lovejoy dealing with this, and then it's just over.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time in the church, and all we get out of it is what Lisa does from here. It's a weird. I think this episode is pretty slapdash. I think there's kind of a lot that we're just going with, just get it together and out the door. It did provide my favorite joke of the entire episode when Lovejoy is at his computer and he's like, prays for inspiration, and he starts typing, and he's kind of surprised with himself. He goes, "Oh, this is good. Oh, this is black church good."
Yeah, that was good.
Shit, that's funny.
And yeah, you're right. Like the only thing that really carries on from this is Lisa was affected by she's talking to Milhouse that she's going to make gifts. She's not going to spend a bunch of money. She's going to make gifts that are cheap, but that come from the heart.
Yeah.
And that's her goal from here on out. And that comes up in a little bit here, but cut back to the Simpson household and fucking, it's a goddamn nightmare. The bed and breakfasters are starting to break Marge down with their endless demands.
Oof.
To the point where she snaps far sooner than I thought she would. For good for her, because they are being ridiculous.
Oh, they're awful.
Like, there's a Wisconsin couple in particular.
Yeah. Oh, this eggnog is horrible. Yeah. All eggnog is horrible. That's a good joke.
Yeah, that was good. So Marge is, and now there's like a standoff. Like there's a tension now because she is no longer playing nice. Meanwhile, the rest of the family, Bart's still a bellhop. Homer still does his thing.
Yep.
So now it's Christmas. Lisa gives everyone her cheap yet thoughtful gifts. They go over like a fart in church. They are not a hit.
I mean, to be fair, they're not good gifts.
No.
Like I'm sure you'll touch on, because that's what this becomes. But she bought gifts for her.
Yeah.
That she gave to someone else. You know what I mean? She bought gifts that were to make her feel good about what she
didn't think. Like what book does she buy Bart?
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island, yep.
But just any book. You bought a book for Bart.
Yep.
She bought radish seeds for Homer.
But she just starts eating right out of the package.
Also, I disagree with Homer right here. He's like, radishes are the worst part of the salad, and the salad is the worst part of the meal. I like a radish. I'm into a radish. Just a red and white fucking, I'll slice it up. I'll eat them like fucking, I'll eat radishes the way you eat cherry tomatoes like a monster. Just pop them in, just like.
I don't get excited for radishes, but I won't flip a goddamn salad bar over because there's radishes on it, like, how dare you?
It'd be a fun thing to see.
Yeah.
I often, if I see radishes on a salad, I think I'm somewhere fancy.
I can see that, though. It's a little different. It's a curveball.
Ooh, radishes. I think any salad that is more than lettuce is fancy.
Boy, when you hear someone across the table say, or across the room say, "Ooh, radishes," you're not a real sophisticated part of the country.
That's how you know you found the one. Ooh, a radish. A spicy root vegetable is all it takes. Just a little red and white potassium ball. That's all I need.
Getting back to the gifts, Bart and Lisa finds Bart and Milhouse just casually burning pages of Treasure Island, and she goes out.
That's pretty rough,
right? Within like hours of receiving
that day. Yeah,
it's like some families you wrap up Christmas kind of early, so later that afternoon your buddies can come over and look at what you got, and that's when she of course flips out, which she kind of has the right to, but he also is like, did you buy these gifts for us, or did you buy these gifts for you?
Yeah.
It's Bart making a salient point, which doesn't happen too often.
I still think you don't burn a book.
Yeah, just give it away. Give it to someone.
Now, Treasure Island is not a great book, but it's one you ought to read, I guess.
And we're getting you're right, though, about the slapdash nature of this. There's barely any time from this happening to Lisa coming back to him with a kind of
like
iPad.
The next thing.
Yeah, like an iPad or something
like
that.
Kindle, yeah.
And she explains, there are books on it, but you can do other things too. And he's like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And he's like, well, here you go. It hands her a significant wad of cash. You go, it's his bellhop money. It's like, go give this to whatever third world charity you want to. And she's something, the dolphins or whatever will be so happy. Like, so they kind of a sweet thing. Like,
She doesn't make it up to Homer. Doesn't make it up to anybody else.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
Bart.
Yeah. And things are still tense in the house, and now everyone's leaving because the holidays are over. And that's when they're like, Marge, we have something for you. It's like, oh, how's this going to end? And they all get together and they sing Christmas carols to show their appreciation.
Yeah.
They kind of realize they were being pushy. And they start singing them. I like how Marge only likes the first verse because they get weird and religious in the middle.
Yeah. She's like, they always get creepy after the second verse. Yep. And then they start singing Good King Wenceslaw's. Wenceslaw's.
That's what that is.
The name of that one. Yep. I just have a hard time saying it. But as soon as they start singing it, she's like, no, that one creeps me out from the get-go. Yeah. And I'm kind of with her on that one. Yeah. That's a weird song.
One of those ones that comes hard. This is too serious.
It is super fucking churchy right away.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, if I hear a symphony play this, it kind of sounds like scary church music. Yeah. I'm with her on Good King Wenceslaw's.
And I like how because the rest of the family's in there enjoying it, and she just escapes to the kitchen and enjoys the soothing sounds of the blender.
Just turns a blender on.
There we go. That's this is a recognizable sound.
Not.
So I think I liked it a little more new, but I'm a sucker for Christmas episodes.
Yeah, you are, and I'm not. I did like the Wisconsin couple because they had good Wisconsin accents that weren't too much, but enough to be strong. I like a good Wisconsin accent.
Yeah.
And a brief appearance of Starfish Maggie. We get get Starfish Maggie when Marge goes to the Quickie Mart. Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Yeah. God, they've been sticking with that for a while now. Episode 1.
Yep.
Season
has
1
has Starfish Maggie in it. I like Starfish Maggie. Episode 9 is Steal This Episode. Do you think that's a direct reference to System of a Down's Steal This Album?
There's also Steal This Book is what Steal This Album was taking it from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that I didn't know.
Yeah. I think one of the old 50 countercultural guys had a book called Steal This Book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember Steal This Album not being my favorite System of a Down shit, but
kind of the downward slope of that. Perhaps their last album. They didn't stick around very long as a band.
They did Hypnotize and Mesmerize after that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting my System of a Down discography scrambled in my head.
I think it was much like Kid Rock's History of Rock. I think it was like, oh, we're hot, we got to get something else out right now, and Steal This Album, I think, is mostly demos.
Oh, really? Demos and B-sides? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was a true studio album.
And that's what History of Rock from Kid Rock is, which came out after Devil Without a Cause, except he had one new, that's where American Badass comes from.
And yeah, just how forgettable would that have been without American Badass?
The rest of that album's not good.
Yeah.
So... But it's American Badass is maybe the last time Kid Rock was good.
Yeah, fuck.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, perhaps.
That first record's a banger all the way through. I like that first record still. And then it was that song, and then we were done.
Might be over. Might be over.
Have you heard that new song?
Oh, yeah, it's real. Start 'em on fire.
Yeah. It's real bad. And it's a bummer because I like Monster Truck, which is the featuring band in that. I saw Monster Truck open for Alice in Chains several years ago, and I had never heard of them before.
Yeah, I was at that show. I didn't go to the opener.
Yeah, and then when they were playing, I was like, who is this? This is great. Cool. Yay, a new band I like. And now I'm like, oh, never mind.
Oh, phooey.
Fucking puds.
Come on.
Episode starts, we got Homer at work, which we don't see very often, but we do see again later in this batch, so maybe Homer's back to work again. And he's being inundated with chit-chat about the new Radioactive Man movie. Lenny and Carl are talking about it, other guys at work are talking about it, and he's just trying to stay spoiler-free, which is a struggle.
Does it bug you that much?
Yeah, if it's real, especially if it's A, a movie I care about, and B, real plot crucial shit that people are talking about, then I want to get away.
For me, like so many of the big budget movies, I'm not that into, like the Marvel and the Star Wars, more into the artsy fartsy shit. The one time, and again, I put it on myself to knock it out ahead of time or knock it out right away so I don't have to worry, are long running TV shows.
Oh, sure.
It's like, fuck, I put all this work in. I don't want the end to be spoiled for me.
Yeah, and I don't have like a hard time limit that I'm thinking of in my head, but there is a point always where it's like, hey man, that's on me, for not seeing this.
Yeah, MASH went off the air in 1983.
Yeah,
I had plenty of time.
If someone's gonna tell me how it ends, okay, I guess. But like right now, I haven't seen the second Doctor Strange movie. I'd really like to, but at this point, if somebody spoiled it for me, I couldn't be mad at them because that movie's been out for fucking months. I could watch it right now.
As soon as I'm out of here, you can fire it up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
put your cape on. Put a fake mustache.
Do you think that's how I watch Doctor Strange?
Doing fake spells.
Do you think I put
Alakazam, kitty?
Do you think I put a fake goatee on over my beard?
A dark one.
Okay.
And fake eyebrows, very stern eyebrows, and your cape, and you sit 18 inches from the screen and little claps before
sitting
the movie begins.
on the coffee table.
Ooh,
Yay!
ooh.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And then if something scary happens, you just scamper behind the couch and watch over the edge of the couch for a while. Ooh, okay. And you go back out front. Yeah.
That would genuinely be a really joyful life.
God, yeah. What a way to watch a movie. Yeah.
I would love to be that way.
Yeah. Just a garbage bag full of room temp popcorn. You don't even give a shit. Just munching.
Just housing it.
Yeah. Real good popcorn, kitty.
Talking to the cat the whole time. Kitty, he did a spell. So Homer wants to get away from all this, stay spoiler free. He takes the whole family to the movie theater. It was going to be just him, but the whole family kind of invites themselves to the movie theater. And ends up being like $76 or something to take the whole family, which...
Got to pay extra for the fucky fuck screen with the fucky fuck glasses.
Yep, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
IMAX and 3D.
Yeah.
You ever seen... I like an IMAX movie. I've only seen one or two.
Yep, one or two where it's the real deal. You're almost laying on your back and the screen is so
goddamn
huge.
big.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I think the one in Minneapolis is closed now, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
Somebody told me that. It used to be at the zoo.
Yep. I saw, I think I've only been to one true IMAX movie, and that was like a documentary on tornadoes.
Oh, I bet that was.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Very fucking terrifying.
Yeah, a lot of fun, like educational shit gets shot on IMAX because it's fun to go to those kind of things. I saw I want to say like some manner of ocean documentary. A lot of dolphins involved.
You know what jazzed I would have been to be able to do a school trip when I was 7 years old that involved going to a zoo and watching a movie, like a cool movie on a giant stadium instead of just being in the woods and watching a tree rot or whatever we did. There it is, the majesty of nature. Get back on the bus.
Yeah, I went to Minneapolis to go to the zoo to watch an IMAX movie. Didn't go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the part where I went down there to watch animals on a screen. Didn't see any of the actual animals.
You don't have to smell them when they're on the screen.
Is the Minneapolis Zoo good? Do they have a reputation as being a good zoo?
You know, I don't think it's one people travel for, like the San Diego Zoo or anything like that.
Ain't no pandas.
Yeah. Or isn't it, there's another random Midwest city that has a zoo people travel for, like Kansas City or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
all the good barbecue. That's where they get it. Is at the zoo. Nobody's telling you, but it's cheetah. It's cheetah ribs.
Oh man, apex predator feline meat. That's a bold dietary choice.
Let me get some jaguar burn ends.
Got any ocelot? Oh, pardon me.
Boy, ocelot ain't very big. I bet you or I could eat an entire ocelot.
Split an ocelot for Labor Day weekend.
Something light for lunch. Let's split an ocelot.
A Cornish game hen,
eating a Cornish game hen feels good.
2 links, please. Pardon me?
you eat a Cornish game hen and you feel like you accomplished something.
I never have eaten one.
Yeah, they're good. I mean,
yeah.
they're fucking chicken.
Nothing to them, but yeah.
But you eat the whole thing and you're like, I ate a whole animal.
'Cause that's how they serve it to you. The whole little bird.
Yep, the whole bird.
Yeah.
So there at the movies, Homer is hollering at the screen about how shitty the experience of going to the movies has become because there's advertisements and there's, this guy's on his cell phone and this and that. Plus it costs a ton. He snaps his 3D glasses and fucking gets thrown out of there immediately. So he goes home kind of dejected because he didn't get to see his movie, and Bart teaches him how to pirate movies on the internet.
Yeah. Kind of late in the game for this theme of an episode.
Yep, because this is what, 2013?
Or if not 14.
Damn near 14?
Yeah, we're probably days away from 14 if we're coming out. Well, I bet it's early 2014. We just had a Christmas episode.
Oh, yep, you're right.
So,
we get a lot of... There's a lot of movie downloading being done in the dorms in my college years.
I'd say like 02 to 08 were the real salad days of illegal, of stealing movies.
Yeah, pirated a lot of movies in my day. I had a buddy who would pirate comic books.
As did I.
Read I downloaded every Captain America from 1944 to current.
Long that would take to read?
It took him all summer. That was his summer project.
Jesus.
As if he were fixing a car.
Yeah.
I read I'm all caught up on Captain America.
Got 80 years of it down.
That's a fun thing. That's a harmless thing.
Yeah. They're not. How are they going to merchandise the late 50s Captain Americas? No one wants to pay for that anyhow at that point.
Right. Yeah. Piracy, no matter what the FBI tried to tell you all the time, it's kind of a victimless crime, I think.
I always kind of felt a little shitty about it.
I always felt a little dirty. I never felt dirty with music. I don't know. Well, because music was such a fucking racket for so long.
Yeah.
$20 to buy a CD because I like this one song? No.
Yeah. You had it too good. But what I feel bad is the bands that now just get nothing.
Yeah.
Who I saw come through town and they were getting interviewed by the local kind of alternative newspaper. It's well, when do you guys plan on to stopping touring? It's well, we're never going to stop because you guys don't buy music anymore.
Right, we can't.
This is how we pay our bills.
But then you have some artists who kind of have it figured out, like Trent Reznor, who just puts out an album for free and then tours on it. Come to the shows and buy a T-shirt. That's how I make my money.
What he got was 30 million albums sold in the 90s, too.
That's true, yes. He's got a bit of cushion.
Yeah, the rest of the bands are the ones that are fucked because they didn't get in on that,
Yeah, that's true.
Candlebox sold more albums than every rock band ever for the last 5 years. That's so insane to think about.
Candlebox is pretty good. You is a good song.
That's a hot take.
No, it's not. A kind of ho-hum. Well, Candlebox is pretty good. That's not hot at all.
The look in your eyes said they were great. Fucking love Candlebox.
Also, I can name one song, and it's You. I know they have another, but I can't think of it.
The one that's Kenny Powers plays during the funeral scene, where he carries that boombox into the.
I don't know that I saw that episode.
Far Away, is that the song I treat you up so bad. I think it's Far Away is the name of that.
Okay,
song.
Yeah, that's probably the one. I keep wanting to say Low, but that's Cracker, so I'm all fucked up. I like that during the scene where Bart's explaining how to pirate movies, there's just a fat Fox logo over the screen that's just we're not going to show you the step-by-step on how to pirate media, so here's some footage from last year's NASCAR.
They give the name of the race and everything. Yeah.
And it just shows
And it's not
NASCAR
even
for a
last year,
while.
it's 2011, which I thought was a good show. It's 3-year-old NASCAR highlights.
And it does occasionally break back into them sitting at the computer and Homer being like, that was easy. So after I do burn, and it goes back to NASCAR again. That was a fun bit. I like that a lot.
Kind of Family Guy-ish.
Yes. Yeah. A little Family Guy-ish. We've gotten I don't know if we've Like I'll probably miss them or maybe have already talking about these episodes. But I thought the same thing. We get more than one like cutaway thought bubble in this batch where I'm like, that's a little Family Guy-ish.
Interesting,
You know? So now the guys are talking about the new Bond movie. Homer finally fucking sees the Radioactive Man movie, goes to the water cooler, starts talking about it, and they're like, we've moved on. We're talking about the new Bond movie now. And Homer's like, well, damn it, now I got to watch that. And they're like, just go to the theater. He's like, oh, no. I've discovered this new thing, pirating films. So those three go home or back to The Simpsons and watch the new Bond movie. Carl and Lenny, super into pirating things. And then it takes an insane jump where now Homer just has a theater in his backyard with a projector projecting onto a white sheet. I have a friend who lives in Jacksonville, California, who does this.
Oh, really?
Like movie night and out in the yard.
Old coworker of mine does one right here in Fargo.
That's fun.
Yeah, he's got a screen like in the back of his house.
Oh.
He got like a big bare wall. I was like, fuck it, let's make something
I have
work.
a friend out in Holly, Minnesota that does that now that I think about it. Yeah, I've never been invited, but it seems like fun.
Stings, doesn't
Seems
it?
like they're all having fun.
I'll just eat popcorn in my car. And when they hear you wailing from the driveway, they just shoo you off with a broom.
Get out of here.
You're ruining it for the kids.
We're trying to show the kids Gremlins too.
Oh, that's where there's the smart gremlin. Oh.
Hulk Hogan shows up real briefly.
Honey, get the hose.
Not the hose again.
Getting hosed in your own car and driving away sadly, soaking wet.
Zero backbone. Just cry all the way home.
Right, yeah. Just sitting in front of your own TV watching Gremlins 2 soaking wet. Probably more fun here anyway. Is that true? The Ed Kettle Core.
Whew. Marge not into this whole I downloaded a movie and showing it to
Woman of
people.
virtue.
Yep, woman of virtue. And of course the next morning she is sending a check to the movie production company
With a nice letter explaining things.
a letter of what happened. She sends a check for like $14 to United Pictures, which is immediately rolled up, and somebody does a fat line of Charlie right off his desk with the check that she sent. Then he reads the letter, immediately gets the FBI on the horn, and Will Arnett.
I figured it had to be.
Is our FBI agent. The FBI fucking paratroopers in and to the backyard and shuts down the illegal movie theater and arrest Homer. Marge not feeling good about this. She's super guilty. Homer not helping this. A, he doesn't know it was her. But B, as he's being drug off the whole time, he's just, Marge, help me find out who could do this. And would be the last person I expected who could be capable of doing this. He's so sad. And Marge not taking it well. I like that briefly they try to put handcuffs on him, but his wrists are too fat, so they pull out a box labeled horse handcuffs and use those. That's funny. Homer's on a prison transport, and the other prisoners on the bus are horrified by his crimes.
Yeah, that was a good writing.
Yeah, they all react as if he's a pedophile. Like, oh, we'll show you what we do to guys who steal movies. And there's a fight on the bus, and the bus crashes, and then Homer hops a train back into town. Goes back to his family, and they all seek asylum at the Swedish consulate because apparently Swedes don't care about piracy.
I wonder if that's based on anything.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Like, I bet it's based on something anyway. So they're hiding out at the Swedish consulate. I like that at one point Marge is like, I'm just tired of being cooped up in this embassy. And Homer's like, a consulate? Like, explains the difference between a consulate and an embassy. The FBI is outside the gate, and they're like, we know how to smoke them out. And they have Judas Priest.
Yeah. Sounds like him too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is Rob Halford.
Good for them.
Singing like a version of
Respecting
Breaking the Law.
Yeah.
Called Respecting the Law. That's fun.
Which the Swede loves.
I like that the Swede is super into it.
Yeah.
But then he ruins it by going, "Oh, we're super into death metal."
It's
I'm like,
this
not
isn't
death metal. Not death metal, my man.
Far from death
Like,
metal.
I'm not one of those genre dicks, but that's not death metal. I do love that song.
Yep.
Judas Priest is a band I should learn more of. Like, they're a band that, like, some people will tell you Judas Priest is their favorite band.
No shit, yeah.
There are people who will, like, put Judas Priest on a level of, like, an Iron Maiden, a Motorhead, a Black Sabbath, like an unassailable forefather of heavy metal, and I just have never tried it.
Yeah, and they're a band I like a lot of their hits, but like I've often want would a full album of theirs be real derivative? It's like, oh, all these songs kind of sound
Would you
the
get
same.
tired of it by the end?
I wonder. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
That was the case for a lot of like even the better hair metal bands or that era.
Yeah,
it's like, ooh, these all sound a lot alike.
I like that Judas Priest is like kind of chunky. Like if you think of the riff to like Another Thing Coming, it's like okay, yeah, this is fucking rad.
They really abandoned low end in metal in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of groove.
Nope. Nope. Chunk was for the 70s.
Pantera brought it back.
Yep. They brought back the riff.
Yeah.
Not originally. That first Pantera record.
It's very
they're a hair
first
metal
couple,
band.
I think.
Yeah. It's so much fun to see. What's the line? Then we traded cocaine for weed and started playing Pantera.
Yeah.
So Marge finally fesses up to Homer that she's the one who, like, inadvertently, to be fair,
getting put in fucking prison for a decade.
ratted him out to the FBI, and Homer lays the guilt on pretty thick and then turns himself in to the FBI. So now we're having a court hearing. We get Judd Apatow playing himself, of course, on the stand, talking about all this, like, oh, it takes food out of my kids' mouths and all this and that. And poor Seth Rogen, and Seth Rogen's in the crowd or in the what do you call the gallery?
Yeah.
And I like that he does the Seth Rogen laugh, which makes me laugh, and is like, it's true, I do need him. It's very funny. Marge urges him to kind of stick up for himself, and he does. He gives this impassioned speech about how he's the little guy up against the Goliath of the movie industry, and the movie industry folk that are there, because it's full of like Hollywood executives, they're all like, oh, this would make a great movie. So they immediately drop all their charges, and then like they all want to make a movie about Homer.
Which they do.
Yeah. It goes pretty quickly, but they greenlight a movie about Homer. Channing Tatum plays Homer, gains a ton of weight, and then plays Homer. We see the clip of. Oh wait, that's later. Never mind. So it's a few months later or however long later, Homer walks into his backyard and everyone's there. They got the backyard movie theater set up, the screen is up, the projector and everything. They're like, yeah, we did it. We're gonna watch your movie. And of course, Homer's like, but it's not out till next week. Oh, we got a good copy of it. It's got the time code on it, but other than that, it's clean. And Homer, of course, is pissed.
Yeah.
That they pirated his movie, and you can't pirate the movie. You got to go see it, and like everyone just leaves.
Yeah, not a matinee. Pay full price,
and tell your friends that it's good. Yeah. Like he has a fucking tirade, because of course that's how it works.
Yeah.
And then we get a clip of the movie. It's just like the courtroom scene that we saw earlier, but with Channing Tatum, Channing Tatum giving Homer's speech. And then Paul Rudd plays Joe Apatow, and it's Paul Rudd doing the voice. I thought that was funny. And then we get a clip of it's just Lisa and Bart sitting, I think, in the theater watching the movie, and they're like, wait, so who's the bad guy here, actually? And Lisa explains, like, I don't know, like the consumer is always so fucked over by the big corporations, but at the same time there's little guys within the corporation who get screwed when you pirate a movie. Like she kind of sees both sides, and then she's like, but the worst one out of all of them is, and then it cuts to NASCAR footage over the credits.
Yeah, that was a good ending.
That was fun. I like that episode a lot.
I think you liked it more than me.
Yeah.
I'm more
Just not for you.
I'm more of a Christmas boy. You're more of a bootleg and DVD guy.
Yeah, that's me. Bootleg.
We all have different nostalgias that we enjoy.
Yeah, I like that one. Not huge on jokes, but I liked the episode. It was one of those. I don't think any of these are huge on jokes this week.
Yeah, you're right. None. Couple are okay, but you're right. There aren't a whole lot of big laughs in any of these.
Right. Good though. Plenty of voice actors, plenty of actors playing themselves in this one. Yeah, it was fun.
Let's see if we get any laughs in episode 10, Married to the Blob. Spoiler alert, perhaps my favorite of this batch.
Oh, yeah?
I did enjoy this one. We get a really weirdly animated couch gag. Have we seen that before?
I don't think so, but I think that's that same guy.
That's what it is, yeah. Yep. It's
it is Bill Plimpton.
Yep. So it's.
I think the third one he's done.
Yeah. I would say. So that's what I was like, have we seen this before? Because it looks familiar, but I don't really remember it.
They must like him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't obviously know this until after watching it and then looking up some factoids for the episode. But in the original airing, this chalk gag wasn't this chalkboard gag. In the original airing, the chalkboard gag is Judas Priest is not death metal.
Really?
Yep. That's how it aired. That was the chalkboard gag.
Oh, wonder why they didn't keep that.
I don't know.
That's good.
Maybe there's some kind of licensing. Well, no. That can't be it.
Huh. Yeah, they should have kept
But
that.
the one we get is Bart writing, if you haven't broken your Christmas present yet, you're not even trying.
Yeah. Which, that kind of struck me as lazy writing. Because he's supposed to be writing something as like a punishment of something... a corrective action.
The chalkboard gag has just turned into that. Just write a joke. It's not Bart writing what he's done wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Like the chalkboard gag has evolved past that, I think.
Or some might say devolved.
I wouldn't, but I feel like you might.
I might. Yeah. So the episode begins with Milhouse and Bart reading the newest Radioactive Man issue. Turns out he fucking died.
Yep, they did Death of Radioactive Man.
Do you think this is around the time Captain America died in the comics? No, I think this is a little after that even. I think this is
past that for sure.
Civil War was like 08-ish.
Yeah, 08, 09 is what I would have guessed. So
it's just at that point it's a trope in comics that it's a big event when someone dies and they always bring it back.
Right, and the cover of the comic is like the Death of Superman comic.
It's like, how could we see this coming? And then you see the front of the comic.
It's on the fucking cover,
It's mentioned clearly on the cover.
I did like we get like, they're reading the comic, but we get like proper animation of what's going on in the comic. And that was fun. That like Radioactive Man fight scene with the Fracker and King Cole.
Yeah.
Like all these pollution-based villains.
And his sidekicks are like Solar and Wind, and they're just complete pushovers.
Yeah, Solar Man and Wind Boy. And he calls them in for reinforcements, and as soon as they show up, the one is like, oh, it's cloudy. And the other one's like, people don't like the noise I make.
One of them had a really good droopy dog voice.
Yeah. It's very funny.
So the boys are completely shell-shocked that Radioactive Man is dead. And Lisa's like, they're just going to put out a new episode or a new issue that they'll jack the price up for the return of Radioactive Man, which they do.
Immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately. Yeah. So they demand a ride. Homer gives in. They go to the Android's lair, Android's dungeon.
Yep.
First or second one?
I think it's dungeon.
Okay. The Android's dungeon to get this hot new episode or issue of Radioactive Man. And comic book guy's there, just comic book guying, just kind of just being his typical snarky asshole self. We get a goddamn fucking, while they're there, we get a Harlan Ellison appearance.
Yep.
Insane. Like
Your face.
such a not irrelevance, but not pop culturally known writer of any. Who was that for? Insane. Like I was like, I don't like that couldn't have been Harlan. Like sure enough, like
Yep, and it's him doing the voice.
because he was known as being very confrontational.
Oh, really?
And like real, like if he'd be at like a sci-fi con, because he wrote some original Star Trek episodes and stuff too.
Okay.
Besides his own fiction, he would really rip into nerds if they had bad questions and stuff like that. That's like Milhouse is like what would I have to pay for you to end this conversation or something like that. He just doesn't want to be a part of getting teased anymore or getting browbeat by an elderly man.
I've never read any of his stuff. I don't think I've seen anything that he's written, but I have heard his name come out of Patton Oswalt's mouth a bunch of times.
Yeah.
To the point where I've always been like, I should check him out, but I never have.
And I think he had some, I don't know what it would have been if it was on print somewhere. He lived long enough. He could have been an online blog 20 odd years ago. He was one that would give his thoughts on current pop culture too.
Oh, okay.
Mostly very angry about everything.
I like, again, I don't get the reference because I never read any of his stuff, but I like that Milhouse says, I wish I could go back in time and tell myself not to talk to you.
Yeah,
and then he freaks out like, that was one of my books.
Yeah.
Like, he's mad.
We get an appearance from fucking Milo, the owner of Coolsville.
Hell yeah.
That's a throwback.
I like that it does the little yellow cube in the bottom of like, oh, you want to find out his original appearance? It's in season blank, episode blank. That's fun.
So there's, you can tell there's a tension between those two because they run competing comic book shop pretty much. And,
Milo's still cool.
Yeah, Milo's still very cool. He's basically showing off his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Saturday, is that her name?
I think
some made up first name.
She's got steampunk goggles on her head.
Now when he talks to himself, it won't be so weird. Which I got a kick out of that. It's good to see him. And I just like comic book guy too. So he mentions that he's getting married and they leave. And then Homer with a sleeping Milhouse and Bart, he grabs the comics for him and mentions he's going home to his wife.
Yeah.
And that's when we get the comic book guy having a realization that he's lonely. Mm-hmm. And we get a musical number, which I usually detest, but I kind of enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this one was kind of fun.
Yeah, just him just showing off how just desperately lonely of a man he is.
I like him wiping his tear with the first appearance of Superman Action Comics.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And Stan Lee comes into his shop. Fucking Stan Lee was spry. That man was in his early 90s when this was getting made, I bet.
Yeah, he was 90, I believe, because he says it in this episode.
Yeah, like he, up until the last year or so, was very, very ambulatory for a man of his age.
Yeah.
And he goes in there and tells him about finding love and this and that, not to give up. And that's when a woman comes in by the name of Kamiko. And then that's Stan Lee's ghost is talking to him. And it's like, do this, do that, do this. It's like, I thought you said you couldn't interfere. It's like, I'm 90 years old. I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
Like, so he's just there hanging out, which was a good thing. And she, for some insane reason, is smitten by him. And she, he kind of plays it cool enough to because thanks to the ghost of Stan Lee, kind of talks to her a bit, and they develop a little bit of a rapport.
Yeah.
And he finds out she's into him. He's like, holy shit. So what does he do? He goes to Homer, because Homer's the only fat guy around.
The only fat guy with a hot wife.
Yeah. Which Marge overhears and now she's interested because it's a compliment to her, So she's kind of steering the ship. And she leads it to them going on a double date. Comic book guy and Kamiko and Homer and Marge.
Yep.
And they go, I got it written down here. They go to Chuck Dukewagon's All-American Chow Lounge. Chuck Dukewagon is so good.
And Chow Lounge, everything about the title, the name of that restaurant is so good.
Yep.
I love just a beat before that when they go and pick up Kimiko and she sees Homer and is like, "Oh, your face looks just like the one on Mr. Sparkle detergent."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Drinking your detergent is a popular method of suicide in Japan."
That was good.
Jesus. That's Hoo boy.
And he's speaking to her in Japanese. That was very good.
Oh, God, Chuck Dukewagon is so fucking good.
Comic book guy tries to be civil and not his normal self because Marge tells him, just don't be you.
Yep.
But there's something with the food. It's like a 50 state dipping platter or something like
some
that.
matter of cheese dip or something.
And the states aren't in the right order and all this. And he's finally struggling to hold it back. And that's what Kamiko's like, no, I want you to be snarky jerk.
Yeah.
And he just unleashes.
She loves nerd snark.
Yeah. American nerd snark is their favorite. Yeah. And he unleashes on the poor squeaky voiced teen. And Kamiko's all about it. And then now the seeds of love have been sown. And those two are connected at the hip. They hit it off so much that Kimiko moves in with him. They live below the comic book shop. They live in the basement. So things are fucking. He couldn't ask for anything better than this until Kamiko's dad shows up. Kamiko's dad is a no nonsense Japanese middle-aged man.
Yep, salary man.
Yep. And shows up at night. He's looking for his daughter. He has no idea she's living with a man. Mm-hmm. And Homer's there, and he kind of tries to talk him out of it, but Homer's not good at that. So he sees comic book guy and just basically just dismisses him, like you are not good enough for my daughter. She's coming with me.
Yeah, and just is going to take her back to Japan.
Yep, takes Kimiko with her or with him, and because he's staying somewhere. And comic book guy is completely just beside himself. He's crushed, and Marge is like, hey, you got to do something about this. So he decides he's going to. He goes to the hotel lounge where they're staying at and takes Kamiko's dad out. The plan, I think, is to sell him on, hey, let your daughter, they're in love, this and that. But they just end up getting fucking lacquered off fucking this rattlesnake rice wine, which was good. That's
I like rice wine and rice whiskey and sake. I'm a big fan, but I have never drank enough of it to get shithouse. I bet getting drunk on fucking rice hooch is a bad time.
Yep. And I bet the hangover is devastating.
I bet that is a tough day the next day.
But I mean, the buzz is pretty good because they're fucking hallucinating.
Yeah. Off of that fucking Cobra whiskey.
Yeah. Drinking rice Cobra whiskey. Yep. And I think is it Howl's Moving Castle or a bunch of those Studio Ghibli, whatever they call that company?
Yeah, these are all Miyazaki cartoons. Yeah. I've never seen a Miyazaki cartoon.
Nor have I.
But I've always heard how good they are. Yeah. I really should just watch them.
And the animation's very cool here.
Yeah. I know enough to catch some references, like the Cat Bus and Howl's Moving Castle. And the Spirited Away face ghost thing with the mask. I know just enough to recognize some iconography, but have never seen. I really should watch those.
It's during this time, Mr. Kamiko's dad has a realization that, hey, I'm being unfair. My daughter's a grown woman. She can make her own choices. And he gives them their blessings. So fast forward real quick. All of a sudden there's a wedding and none other than Stan Lee is officiating it.
Yeah.
And what I got a big kick of, Kamiko's dad is wearing a fucking C-3PO costume. Yeah. It's not a comfortable costume to wear.
And not a gold one, but a prequel's silver one.
I didn't notice that.
That's what I thought was so funny about that.
Good call. Yeah. Oh, my God. And that's basically it. Like, I was surprised. Like, I thought for sure the relationship would end. So are we to assume that that's canon
Is this canon?
That Kamiko's going to live with a comic book guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it feels like there's more episodes of him dating other area women that could be explored.
Right, yeah. I don't know. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. And during the hallucination scene, Milhouse is just a nose with glasses. Like, well, in just a moment, I'm going to get turned into a beautiful swan. He's a very, very ugly swan. And I like that during... the episode's over, but Kamiko's dad and Homer got back into the rice hooch again, so they're getting wasted. So Milhouse is still stuck as a swan. It's like, how long is this going to last? And that's when the 3-headed bully Hydra shows up. Like, give me your eggs. It's like, I'm a boy. I don't have eggs. So they bully him into laying an egg.
Yeah.
Which a baby Milhouse swan is born who breathes fire and disintegrates the bullies. So it's like, oh, goddamn, Milhouse needed a W.
Man, he got one. Yeah.
So that was... I really enjoyed this episode.
I like this one a ton.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite. It's either this one or the last one. Maybe my favorite of the batch.
I definitely enjoyed this one the most.
There's a fucking bonkers joke when they're at the bar getting all sauced on fucking rice wine where Homer's asking about his wife and he goes, oh, she's, she died. She's gone. And he's very sad. And he looks off to the side, and her ghost is there, and she just screams, "You promised me a double suicide." Jesus.
And isn't it at the wedding? It's like, I think he looks over, like, are you happy?
Yeah.
And she goes, marginally.
Marginally, yeah.
That's such a good answer for at your daughter's wedding.
Holy shit. You promised a double suicide is a very funny thing for a ghost wife to say to her still living husband. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. And I'm going to pledge to watch some Miyazaki movies.
There you go. They're all streaming somewhere common.
I think HBO Max has the Ghibli license. So, yeah, good fun. One last go-round. Episode 11 is Specs and the City. Have you put more thought into our Desperate Housewives Sex in the City podcast?
Oh, man. I think I need a little more time to workship it.
Sex in the Wife House or whatever we called it.
No, it was Sexperate City Wives. So that
doesn't sound right either. Yep. But between the two of us, I think we got it.
Look back, listen to the tapes.
There's no way to know. There's no way to know what we said.
Yeah, they can never. It's all gone to the sands of time.
We start off with a couch gag that goes on so long that I wasn't sure if it was the couch gag or the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. My first note that I had to erase is like, oh, it's funny how we get a Super Bowl episode every 3 years.
Yeah, because Fox has it, so they can use the words Super Bowl. That's how you know that they had it. Yeah, Homer's like watching the Super Bowl. He's surrounded by snacks, and he's got beer, and Bart takes the 6-pack of beer and throws it up on the telephone line like people do with sneakers.
Yeah.
And then it goes on too long. Homer like crawling up there, and every time he grabs him, he gets shocked, and then the power goes out in the neighborhood, and then eventually we get like the created by Matt Groening. You know,
I was very confused.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess that was the couch gag? Because I started at, okay, this is the couch gag. Oh, no, I guess this is the episode. Nope, I guess this is the couch gag.
Yep.
So, strange start.
And not really, the Super Bowl isn't touched upon at all the rest of the episode.
Nope. But then coming out of the couch gag, we still, it says like 3 weeks earlier or something like that. As if the couch gag is canonical. The start is a mess.
Yep.
But it's Christmas at the power plant. We got like another, this has happened before, where it's like, we get like, oh, a Christmas intro and then a non-Christmas episode and then a Christmas episode later.
Yeah.
Like they don't always have all their ducks in a row when it comes to Christmas. But it's Christmas at the power plant. I love that the power plant smokestacks are spewing out green and red steam. That's a fun look.
Yeah.
And there's a sign that says, Merry Christmas, the happiest work day of the year. Today is the day where they all get their Christmas gifts, their employee Christmas gifts. You ever work someplace that gives you good Christmas gifts at Christmas? Mm-hmm. Like from the employer to the employees?
I had a job where you got a good Christmas bonus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a bonus.
I had a $1,500 bonus one time.
What?
Yeah. That might have been pre-tax. So it was still like $1,100-1,200. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Doing what? Doing what job?
That was when I was content writer for the website at Swanson.
Okay.
Yep.
Man.
Pretty sure I got one. And then they tapered off pretty quick as the company's fortunes turned. But
okay.
And then for gifts itself, I don't know. When I was as a teenager, I worked at a grocery store. We got a ham for Easter and a turkey for Thanksgiving. I think we got some other meat for Christmas, which is great. But as a teenage boy, it's like, well, mom buys groceries. I'm just helping mom, I guess.
What am I supposed to do with this turkey?
Yeah.
You bought a gift for mom.
Yeah,
Is what
right?
you did. Yeah. I've, when I was at the first radio station, I was at the rock station, the employee Christmas gift every year from the GM was a lottery ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was like, this is insulting.
Yep. Oh my God, yeah.
Because I was getting paid $7.25 an hour, and you were capping my hours at 39 and a half, so you didn't have to give me any manner of benefits. One scratch off lotto ticket.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel very appreciated.
I had a job where the gift was, and it wasn't like from the company, it was from the boss. So it was a nice gesture. He got us all Sam's Club memberships.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice, but as like a 19-year-old, like you're not thinking ahead as much back then,
Right.
Like,
that as a 36-year-old, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Very thoughtful.
All right.
Thank you. It's
I'm going to buy so many fucking cheese balls with this.
I'll buy so many gallons of mayonnaise. The biggest drum they got. I got to get a Tommy lift built into my car.
I'm going to need a forklift for all this mayonnaise.
Look at all these. Yeah, but that, other than that, though, yeah, not a whole lot of anything spectacular.
And then when I worked at the strip club, we had a Christmas party that had some pretty decent Gucci door prizes.
Yep, we had one of those
never
too. Yep.
like guaranteed to win anything.
Same.
But
I had brutal luck.
I won a. It wasn't a good one, especially at the time. The world had kind of gone past it. But I won an iPad or an iPod Nano, the little square one that basically just had one button for play and pause.
Yeah.
Which,
and a wheel like around the.
No, the shuffle was even less. The shuffle was, and it was only that big. It was like the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
But like. Whatever, I think I sold it to a buddy who wanted one, so like it ended up being fine. But it was never just a drawing. It was like, play this game. Like one was, hey, there's a gift inside 8,000 layers
Plastic
of duct tape.
Yep, yep.
And
it's a time. You have to pass it when you're done.
Exactly. You and everyone's wearing oven mitts, and you have to tear into this thing, and you only get 30 seconds before you have to pass it to the next person at the table. But they would also do like TVs and Nintendo Wii, which would have been the thing at the time. Like some good gifts, but you were never guaranteed one. But strip club Christmas party. Quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Strip club Christmas party always got real out of hand.
I can imagine. Perhaps I can't.
So at least that was fun. No, you can't. No, it wasn't unimaginable. It wasn't the end of a fucking H.P. Lovecraft book where it's just like, I can't even describe it. The end.
No one's mind was broken.
No one was. There wasn't non-Euclidean geometry involved that drove you to madness. But it was fun.
It was a dope time.
The employees all get AR goggles, which this would have been the time of the Google Glass. They're called Oogle goggles.
Which went nowhere, right?
Nope. They Google eventually shut down Google Glass.
Really?
I think people just, and I genuinely think that the reasoning is no one wanted to wear the fucking things because they were goofy looking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for the future. I'm here for VR, AR, fucking chip me up with whatever kind of shit you got. You want to replace a foot? Do it. Like, I'm here for the future, but Google Glass was not it.
How about the Apple Watch? Has that caught on?
Yeah, Apple Watch is pretty
around?
ubiquitous.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Apple Watch also had the help of, like Fitbit walked so Apple Watch could run.
Oh, interesting.
Like people were kind of already on board with wrist wear as far as health goes.
But no one wants their fucking cell phone over their eyes.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Apple Watch, my favorite thing about when that first showed up, the first generation of Apple Watches had a hell of a time reading through tattoos.
Really?
So you had people like, this fucking thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
I can't tell my heart rate at all.
It says my heart's beating 14 times a minute.
And I'm on way more cocaine than that. So I remember reading that story like, what a fun thing.
Yeah.
I like when there's a thing that no one accounted for.
For some reason, no one thought to think of.
Yeah. Like, oh, fuck, does it read through tattoos? I would consider an Apple Watch and wouldn't be at the top of my fucking to-do list.
Want list.
I like watches. I'm a watch wearer.
Yeah, you're a watch boy.
Yeah, I'm a watch boy.
Yeah.
Not right now because I'm casual. Watch is a going out thing.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, like if I'm leaving the apartment, I'll throw my watch on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So they all get their oogle goggles, and Burns, of course, just using this to spy on all his employees. Of course he is. Just a big bank of monitors that he's sitting in front of. And now it is Valentine's Day, or about to be. I like that Maggie dips her pacifier in the glitter and then puts it in her mouth and then has a big smiling face full of glitter. I like Maggie. It's Valentine's Day, and Bart is like, it's dumb that we have to give everyone a Valentine. And Lisa also on board.
Yeah.
Marge points out, like, hey, what did I say about pointing out the meaninglessness of things? And Lisa has to just be like, not to do it.
Yeah.
And we get a video of, is it not Nightline? Is it Nightline? Front line?
Something like that.
Yeah, some manner of like news documentary thing. Narrated by somebody named Will Lyman, who I don't know, but he's apparently a real person.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, and plays himself in this insane video.
It's about a kid that like goes off the deep end because he doesn't get any Valentines.
Yeah, because he didn't get a Valentine. And it's like today's youth are dorky and weird, and they have to all get one. And then he almost dies because he ODs on chalky candy hearts.
His name is Danny. Because the quote is, Danny is unpopular due to rumors that he sleeps in the raw with his ma and his pa. What the fuck? Jesus. I laughed
Sleeps in the raw.
with his ma and his pa.
It's very funny. Homer leaves the house, and he's got his I'm just going to keep calling them Google glasses because that's what they are. He's got them on, and he's looking around, and it's giving like, it's almost like watching pop-up video.
Yep, it totally is, yep.
And he sees, I had to write this down, because he sees Ned's house, and it's worth like $190,000.
Yeah.
Then he sees his house, which is worth $189,950 or $189,500. And he's like, well, that won't do. So he sneaks into Flanders' yard, tears up some of his flowers, plants them in his own yard,
Yeah.
and then looks at the glasses and it says, oh, now your house is $190,000. And I have written down here, that fucking house is only worth $190,000.
What a time.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Were we coming off of the housing crash or the banking crash? Because that was what, 08?
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah.
That's as far as we can tell, what at least 4-bedroom house.
With a magic rec room.
A rec
With
room.
an insane entryway with like the stairwell and shit.
At least 2 bathrooms.
Attached garage.
Full basement, 2-stall garage.
Yeah.
As
A
somebody,
1-stall garage. I'm pretty sure. One car is always outside.
oh, maybe you're right.
I
because
think.
isn't it 2 if you think of the intro? Homer pulls up.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, because she passes his car to run
Okay,
him
good
through the
call.
wall.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
a 2-stall garage. As somebody who's been mildly house hunting for the past couple of months, that's a $450,000 house.
Yeah, that's a hell of a house. Good times.
Homer is getting all these tidbits of information from his glasses, everything he looks at. There's a couple of gags, but nothing, I didn't think anything spectacular. There's one later where Marge puts them on and it looks at Maggie and it says attempted murderess.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
There's a good one where Homer he looks at Mr. Burns Mr. Burns has been dead since 1998.
Yep, time of death in 1998.
It's like temperature's like 61 degrees. Some feeble burns.
Of course, you kind of knew it was probably going to go this way. Homer wears those glasses during sex, and Marge is mad.
Yeah.
I did like, though, that he seemed to be following some manner of instructions.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, roll this way and grab this. And are you wearing those glasses? She's so mad. And Marge takes them. Those are hers now.
Yep.
Like a teacher. A teacher takes a
couldn't
toy
handle
from a
it, so
student.
take it away from you.
Yeah, you get it back at the end of the year. We get Nelson receiving all his Valentines. 'Cause this was brought up earlier. Like, I don't want to give one to Nelson. No one loves Nelson. He's mean. He's a bully.
Yeah.
I like that each kid is just in a line, just one by one, sheepishly giving him a Valentine. He's kind of judging them.
Yeah.
One comes with a Hershey's Kiss, and he's like, this kiss is melted. And he snaps his fingers, and that kid gets drug away going, my mom left it on the dash. I'm sorry. I like that Nelson cares about this.
Yeah. Yep.
Hershey's Kiss, by the way, gonna melt.
Yep.
Hershey's Kiss are bad melters.
Yeah. That tin.
Yep, that tin is a conductive heater.
A little fucking frying pan for those poor kisses.
Homer goes to Mr. Burns' office to get new glasses, shows up and finds all of Burns' spying equipment. And he's looking around, and at first like, oh my God, Burns is spying on everybody. But then he sees that Marge is wearing the glasses, and now I can spy on Marge and see if she's got any secrets. And she does. She's in therapy, usually talking about Homer and the things that he is doing wrong, which are plentiful, obviously. So Homer goes to Moe's to get advice, because of course he does. Where else would you go? Go to Moe. And Moe recommends, like, hey, you can't just spring this on her because then she's going to know you were spying on her. So Moe recommends that Homer makes a therapy appointment for right after hers and then just bumps into her at the therapist office. We get Bart giving Nelson his Valentines about how fearsome he is. Like, the Valentine doesn't have anything to do with love. It just says, I fear you on the front, and then has a poem on the inside about how scary Nelson is.
You'll probably spend your life on death row is how it ends.
So Nelson, of course, loves that. And
so his line is, you touched my heart's butt, Simpson.
Yes, you touched my heart's butt, which is very funny. So we get Homer at the therapist. His fake name is Alias Fake Name.
Yeah. Fakanami.
Yeah. Oh, Elias Fakanami. It's Alias Fake Name.
Yeah.
It's very funny. So he's at the therapist sitting in the waiting room. And Marge comes out, but she doesn't see him because he's behind the door. But he overhears her talking to the receptionist about setting up another appointment for next Wednesday. And then Homer gets to thinking that if this is every Wednesday, and then he thinks back to how the days go, Tuesdays are always awful, and Wednesdays are always great. And he kind of pieces together that, wait, Marge needs this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's going to be fucking pissed. She's gonna be awful. So he just kind of lets it go. They go home, and then we see the two of them fooling around in bed, and Marge has the glasses on, and you see them activate, like they kind of light up under the sheet, and then smash cut to Burns in his office staring at the monitor, just shell-shocked, just bug-eyed, like, oh no.
Oh dear God. That's what he says.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the episode.
I put this a little bit ahead of the downloading one, but it didn't do a whole lot for me.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I didn't care for this one.
Yeah.
I also like that downloading one way more than you did.
Yeah.
I think the winner is the comic book guy one.
Yep.
If we gave awards.
Yeah. To the arbitrary 5 we watch,
Which maybe we should. I don't know.
Winner.
Yay. So that's my favorite of the batch. But all in all, like, I thought for the most part, decent episodes, but not a ton of jokes, not a ton of good
not
laughs.
a lot of laughs. Not a lot of laughs at all.
Yeah, outside of "You Promised Me a Double Suicide" or "Oh, This Is Black Church Good."
Yeah.
Like those were both funny, but yeah, not my favorite.
Yep. None were an absolute dud, but a couple were close. There were a couple fairly forgettable ones.
Forgettable is probably the way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know about duds, but I can get behind forgettables. Yeah, for sure. Let's see how they do next week. Next week, we will do episodes 12 through 16 of season 25 of The Simpsons.
I'm going to watch them.
Yeah, do it.
Why not?
What the fuck else are you doing with your life?
Who's going to tell me what to do? Just going to watch Simpsons or not? I don't know.
Get off my back about it.
I got things to do.
Do you, though?
No. Not a bit. Without this, there's nothing. It's the abyss.
Oh no. This is going to get too existential.
Yeah. Stare into the abyss. And I look over at the Simpsons. Oh, look, Bart's up to his antics.
Stare into the Simpsons, and the Simpsons stares back.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12 through 16 for next week. Find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. And fuck it. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.